background is definitely familiar to my next guest, as she is the co-producer from this fine fellow's new CD, E Music, Pete Escovedo, longtime favorite here to the Upper Room. And my next guest, she's just created so much great music over the years. I wanted to thank her first off by giving myself and a lot of listeners out there just some great songs and great performances. She is world-renowned drummer and percussionist Sheila E. And she has a new album out, which is entitled Rites of Passage, which she recorded with her band, the E-Train. And without further delay, we are going to welcome to the Upper Room with Joe Kelley, Sheila E. How you doing, Sheila?
Fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. And about time the E-Train got that CD out. It's real nice and long time coming, right?
Yes, thank you.
Now, you're working on that album, Rites of Passage, with talented folks. One of the guys who stopped by here a couple weeks ago, Mr. Eric Leeds.
Great.
And what was going on with the E-Train in the studio?
Well, at that particular time when we recorded the album, we decided to do it. We recorded it at my home studio, and at that time in Woodland Hills. And we had a really great time. We got all the guys together, and I told them, it'd take probably about a week, and we would take our time and, just chill and have a good time.
And what I think the things you've done on this record, correct me if I'm wrong, is that you are definitely giving the spotlight to a lot of the people in your band, right?
I always do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Some of your longtime collaborators, your brothers in there, Peter Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How's he doing?
He's doing really good.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing a lot of producing, actually, and writing, and doing some writing for television as well. So he's been very active since he's moved down to Los Angeles as well.
And I heard something today. Someone sent me an email today. Is the family moving down to L.A.?
Yes, they are.
Yeah?
They'll be moving here Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah.
You going to have a big welcoming party?
Not yet. I don't think they want anyone to know where they live, but we are going to have a huge party, but it'll take a couple of weeks because it's going to take them at least that long to pack all the percussion.
So you're going to have some farewell performances up in Northern California, right?
Yeah, I think March 30th and 31st.
Right.
Pretty sure at Kimball's or Carnival. Kimball's, one of the places.
Yeah, Kimball's Carnival. That's what I have. Yeah. Now, working with your dad in the studio, Pete Escovedo, you were the co-producer, right? Producer on that?
He says co-producer, but I say producer.
Well, since I'm talking to you, I'm going to go with your version of it. So, yeah. When you're working with your dad in the studio and giving him guidance, how easy and how tough is it?
Actually, it was very, very easy because, growing up listening to my dad perform, knowing what type of music he loves and who he is about as a musician and an entertainer, there wasn't really much for me to do. I allowed him to be himself, and I think that's the part of producing, is being able to let the artists themselves shine in their own light,
Mm-hmm.
and not have him, record songs that really weren't part of him, or have him to sing songs that really didn't mean anything to him. So, I thought he did a wonderful job. He had a great time. And he said to me, which was, I think, really wonderful to hear from your dad, but that it was the most fun he had had in years to be able to do an album like this, because it was something he had always dreamed of.
Wow.
And
that's high praise.
Yeah, it was very, very nice for him to say that.
Now, when your family gets together and you're all virtuosos on the percussion, does anybody in the family stand out in certain instruments?
Well, the first thing what happens is, because my dad plays timbales, congas, bongos, we all play about the same, and the only thing he doesn't play a lot of, which we all do, is drums. So the problem that we have is when we get together and he puts a set list together for his band, we sit there arguing who's going to play what on what song, because
Right.
everyone wants to take a solo on this song on this instrument. And so we kind of have to discuss, who's going to do what. And that's the funny part, is sitting there listening to us figure out who's going to play what.
Now, who usually wins out?
I do.
I always like the portion of your show when you're with your family, you guys are knocking each other around on stage there.
Verbally and physically, yeah.
You want to get into a track off Rites of Passage?
Sure.
I got In Perfect Time queued up, which is also has a good friend of yours, Lynn Mabry, on that.
Absolutely, yeah.
And Lynn Mabry, of course, from folks remember from the Funk Days, Parliament Funkadelic. She's your business partner, right?
Yeah. And my manager.
And your manager. And we got to say thanks to Lynn for hooking us up together.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're working with Renato on this one, right? Great keyboard player.
Yes, he is excellent.
E-Train dates possibly in the future?
Yes, possibly. We're working on some things as we speak, and it's just that it's been a little busy for me being the leader because I also have 5 other groups as well as this one.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into talking about some of those. One of my favorite groups, Fifth Element.
Right.
And we'll talk more on what Sheila's got going on. She's has a lot of projects, as you could probably guess. But first, we'll listen to Sheila E. and the E-Train. This is called In Perfect Time, right here on That's Music from my special guest this afternoon, Sheila E. And that is the new single from her Rites of Passage release. And the single is called In Perfect Time. And we welcome once again to the Upper Room with Joe Kelley, Sheila E. And thanks for staying around. I know it's awful tough putting the interviews and also studio work and various projects. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Now, we were talking off air about coming out to New York City, and you were David Letterman for a whole week, right? Now, what was that like sitting in with the band?
Well, I love sitting in with Paul Shaffer Band. I think they're one of the best bands on television, actually. It was a lot of fun. I actually played the show on my birthday, so that was a treat for me. It was like December 12th, and we're only scheduled to do one night. And after the show, Dave came up and said, we got to have you the rest of the week. So we already had a week of press and other television shows to do the Today Show, and we did a lot of magazine and print. So we had to change the schedule around, which was great for me. And we had a wonderful time. So we were there the entire week.
And you got back to L.A. and recovered a bit, right?
No, there wasn't much time.
Yeah. At all.
Oh, but, we got to keep working.
Yeah, got to keep doing what you're doing. And, we should mention to the folks listening out there that, Fifth Element, which is one of your projects working with Rhonda Smith, Kat Dyson, you're going to get in the studio for that?
Yeah, we're going to get in the studio very soon. I have Rhonda Smith, Kathleen Dyson, Renato Neto, the same keyboard player. Also Eddie M playing sax, singing, and Lynn Mabry on vocals, and myself playing drums.
Now, what kind of feel to is Fifth Element?
Fifth Element is more acoustic. It's not as much Latin jazz, but it's variety with more vocals. We do some songs like the Layla Hathaway and Joe Sample song that they did. We do songs like that with more vocals. We actually did the Garth Brooks tune when he was with the Chris Gaines. So we're doing things like that, and I come out to the front not only just playing drums, but we use a couple of little drum machines and things like that to make it acoustically different. Having Rhonda play upright bass and Kathleen playing acoustic guitar, and so it's really, really nice. It's a great band.
Now, inside your liner notes, which are real nice, a lot of positivity in there. Your picture with a guitar. How proficient on the guitar? Do you play? You play a lot?
No, I used to play a long time ago, a little bit, and really, I don't really play if you call playing James Brown chords, which are the easiest thing to play in the world. If I play guitar, it's got to be in one of those keys. It makes it fun. I mean, I love to play, the James Brown chords. I play that all day long. But as far as anything else, you can forget about it. I leave it up to the other people.
Oh, they're nice pictures, though, with the guitar, though. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Now, some of your great touring days were with Prince back, Son of the Times and Love Sexy. I wanted to know if you had any favorite recordings you worked on in those Paisley Park days. Anything that comes to mind that you're really, really proud of?
The only thing that comes to mind that I really loved at one point in time, and it was at the very beginning when we did like Dorothy Parker and Starfish and Coffee.
Mm-hmm.
That meant, and Venus to Milo. Those 3 songs stick out a lot to me.
Right. How about tour-wise? Any, did you have a favorite tour?
No, it was all really good. I mean, all my tours have been great with everyone. I've learned so much from all the artists, from George Duke to Herbie Hancock to Billy Cobham. I went on tour with Stephen Stills. I mean, the list goes on and on. So I've played probably every type of music except for maybe polka and country. I'm not sure.
Jimmy Sturr isn't ringing up your phone?
Not yet.
Nah. Well, you do a lot of work with the youth, and you've done some drum clinics throughout the years. In fact, you did some in November, right?
Yes, I did, with Alex Acuna.
Are you finding the young kids getting into playing real instruments?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's coming back again, which is great. We found a lot of young, really young, like starting at 6 years old, playing percussion. We had them come up and play, and I just started giving them the instruments. We're out doing clinics, but also trying to promote my line of drums for kids called the Sheila E Player Series for kids. And that's with myself, Soca Command Music. And it's really great because they allowed me to be able to do this, and I've been wanting to do it for so long. And they're just a great company, and they've been helping me put a line together just for kids. And they're not toys; they're real drums, miniature size of actually what I use already. And it's been really wonderful to see that evolve right now because really there are a lot of kids that really want to play, and some of the drums are just too big. And that's basically how I learned how to play. I was three years old, and by 5, I had already played my first show with my dad. But I mean, I had to stand on a stool to play. So these drums for kids now, they start at the age of 3, like bongos and stuff that we have and hand toys. The kids can play at 3. We also have drums starting at 6, where you can stand up and play with a stand, congas on a stand, bongos that are just great for them that are their size, and they'll feel good about playing them.
Now, is there a place where people can find out more information, or is it going to be available soon?
They're available in the music stores, and if they don't have them, you can ask them to order them, which would be great. If they don't, I would get the stores to order them.
And that's the Toka percussion line for kids, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's called the Sheila E Player Series.
Okay.
Yes.
Sheila E Player Series, right?
Right.
And they won't go broke, right?
Oh, no.
No, I mean price-wise.
No.
Yeah, so
very
good.
Reasonable.
That's cool.
No, we had to take that in consideration. Absolutely.
That's great.
No, it only costs you a couple of $1 million. No.
Oh, that's all right.
That's very cheap.
After that first royalty check, right?
No, a lot of the money really is what we're doing, which I'm glad you said that, is a lot of money that we're raising. I started a foundation with Lynn, Mabry, my manager, called Little Angel Bunnies, and these are for kids, mainly for children's charity, any children's charity, but most of the charities that we've been donating money to has been the abused and abandoned kids. And Toga has allowed us to, every concert we've been playing, we will raise money. We ask to buy a raffle ticket if you want for $2. You can give more if you want. And what we do is we have a raffle for a new line of percussion that you can choose from, bongos, congas, or whatever, hand percussion. We give it away for whoever wins. And all the money that we raise that night, we give to the charity in that city.
Mm-hmm.
And most of them have been abused and abandoned. I mean, that's where we're really looking at right now. And it's been wonderful to be able to give to these charities because there's so many kids right now that really need our help. And I think it's really wonderful. And I'm glad that, a lot of the fans, we're not expecting them to, but they have very much supported us on this and given a lot of money to help raise money for these charities. So it's great.
Now, before we left off after the interview, I just wanted to thank you for the positive spiritual message on this record. And how did you come to want to express it in such a way?
Musically or verbally?
A little of both.
I don't know. There's just a peace inside right now, and I'm very happy with all that I've done in my life, and that if I died today, or tomorrow, and I know that I've done something really good. And, I have the Lord in my life, Jesus Christ. He's saved me many, many times every day. And I owe it all to him. God gets the glory every day. So if that's what you're reading and you're hearing in the music and what you're reading, then that means a lot because that comes from him.
Right. Nice words from Sheila E. And he's given us, from the late, I got the album with you and your pops, Cueros.
Great.
That's one of my favorite tracks you guys did. And just continued success. And sounds like you have a real nice team out in California. And when you come eastward with one of the bands, I know you got 5 bands, right?
Right.
Well, you'll have to stop by the studios. We're moving into new studios this summer. So
great. We would love to come by.
And how about another track? I've got Paragon, which I'm really digging the last couple of weeks.
Great.
This was a band collaboration, right?
Yes, it was. It actually happened spontaneously. We were setting up the headphone mix, and everyone had their headphones, and we're getting sound. And someone started playing one thing, I started playing another, and I said, all right, hold on, turn the tape on. I said, let's record this and make it a song. So we did it in about 20 minutes.
And it sounded real nice, the CD. Sheila E. and the E Train, Rites of Passage. You can go to SheilaE.com, or you can go to the Concord Records site, which is the label working on distribution for this and all the online ordering. So